Well, this was the first time I poked myself. Oh boy, just broke a needle. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another Temu craft kit, and I saw this one a while ago and I just wanted to order it. So this was what I saw. It said it would come with everything and it was only $2.69. So I thought, why not buy it and test it out together? Hopefully you can see he's just so cute and I really wanted to try it. So let's open the package and see what we get. So it came in a big bag with a lot of other things I bought, but let's just see what we get for this one. So this is the bag and it's really light. It doesn't feel like there's anything in there. You can see this is all the felt we are getting. And I think this is the little felting block. So let's just open it. Okay, so this is what's inside. This is the felting foam. And the needles are in the side. Let's see what kind of needles they're giving us. They look like they're like the medium. No, I think they're actually the fine ones. So in here is all the wool we're getting. It's quite stuck together. So this is all the wool that's inside. Oh, we actually get some pins to use as eyes. And I think it's going to be some sort of keychain or charm. And then we get instructions. So let's see how much instructions we're getting. Actually get a QR code, so I'll probably go and watch this. Okay, so I actually have to watch this because there's nothing in here. I really was hoping to get some paper instructions, so I'll just go and watch this video and then I'll get back and we'll try and make this little guy. So I actually want to share this with you. This is where the QR code is thanking you. And I muted the music because it was really loud, but it's really funny. There's no spoken words, but this is the video. So I'll just try and watch this and we'll see if we can actually replicate what they're doing. 1 minute later. So it's actually a 30-minute video and I just wanted to get started. So I'm going to make each part and then watch the rest of the video and then do another part. So they said to use this as a size guide. So let's start by getting some of this and trying to make it into a ball. And if I look at it, I think it's about half of it, but I want to try and use a little bit less in the beginning. So let's see if this is going to be enough. I'm just going to fluff it out a little bit. And then just try and mimic what they did in the video. So let's see if we can make this into a ball. Feels like it's pretty big, but with needle felting, it really compacts. And I'm just going to start poking it. I'm really trying not to hit my fingers. So this is just a rough shape. And it feels like it's about the right size. And to make the outside look a little bit better for the front, I think they put like a sheet on top. So you just pull the fibers until they kind of align, making it a little bit less messy. And then I'm going to put it on top like so. Let me zoom you in and then gently poke it. I'm just going to do this on one side because the rest is going to be covered by his fox head anyways. Still feels like I used too much. I'm just going to poke it for a while till it looks a little bit more even all over. Because right now it feels still way too loose. Many pokes later. So I tried to make it as even as possible. It looks to be about the right size. So what I saw in the video is they rolled it like so. Feels like I'm making meatballs. And it does actually help to even it out a little bit. It's not as pretty as I wanted, but I think if I poke it any more, it's going to be too small. And it feels nice and sturdy. So let's start making the head. And I'm just going to take about half of the orange, I think. And I'm just going to pull this down the center. And pull it. Not sure if I'm doing this correctly. Let's start over. Maybe just pull it out like this. And we need to make some sort of edge. Try and fold it over like that. And this side looks the best. I'm going to try and make this go around. I'm not going to worry about the back side at the moment. So something like this. Let's just secure it all the way around. They make it look really easy in the video, but they probably have done this a million times. There's way too much in the back. I want to make this look good. Just give it a couple of pokes so it stays in place. Ow. Well, this was the first time I poked myself, so that's good. So we need a lot more on this side to make this kind of looking like it's actually on there, like a hat. So let's take something like this and let's try that. I feel like I'm making the opening way too small. It's looking more like Kenny from South Park than a little cute fox dog. Just trying to make the opening a little bit bigger, so we have enough room to make his little cute face. It still feels like it's way too small, but I don't know how to fix that, so maybe try and fold it back a little bit further. I feel like this needle's gonna break on me. It's so bendy. I think it's working. So I'm just putting the needle on the edge, pulling it back, and then poking. I think that's a little bit better. So let me just go around and finish off this part of the head. Many pokes later. So this is what I've got for the head and the little head. And I think because I don't have that much left of the orange, I want to try and make the nose and the ears first to see how much I have left to cover the backside and make it look a little bit better. So let's just try and take a little bit and fold it into kind of a triangle. It's maybe a little bit too much, but let's see. Let's add a little bit of the pink. These are going to be way too big. I think we might need like half of that, but you should be able to just pull it off like so and try again. You want this to be a little bit loose because this is what you're going to use to fix it to the rest of the head. But let's see if we can make the ears a little bit smaller. So with the previous project I did, I had to really poke it a lot. But if you do this with this project, it just looks bad. Because the more you poke it from the top, the more the color goes through the back. So I'm probably going to be ending up adding more orange to the backside. I'm just trying to get them as even as I can. So we're slowly getting there. So let me just try and get this to look a little bit better. Then we're going to make the snout. Because we want to do the same as with the ears, we need a piece that goes over the backside so it secures. So for the snout, I think I'm just going to try and roll. So let's see if we can make something go more like this. I think that's going to work. I'm just going to poke it from all the angles till it turns into something looking a little bit more round. I think size-wise we're on the right track. So just going to roll it in between my fingers. Maybe something like that. So now we have to put the nose on. I'm just going to take a little bit of the black. Just going to roll it in between my fingers. I think that's way too much. Let's take about half. So I ended up actually cutting it in half with my scissors. And I think I'm going to be able to use this piece now and this piece for the nose. So maybe that's going to work. So let's see if we can fix this to the end. See, it's going through the area, but I might be able to add a little bit more orange. So I think this is the best I could do. I just ended up wrapping orange around it so it covers the black that was peeking through. So I'm just going to attach it to the head up here, like so. And then use this to also cover up the back of the head a little bit more. So let me just do that. And I did add some more of the wool on top to make it a little bit rounder, but I don't have that much left. So let's just try and add the ears first. And I'm just going to place it, think about here, and try and poke it from the back side. It should end up something like here. So I'm just going to blend this part into the back and then do the other ear. So I went ahead and already did one of the white patches on the side. So now we need to add the second one. And I just cut off a small chunk of the white. And I'm just going to try and roll it. Something like this. Then I'm just going to place it on top and carefully try and poke it on the sides where it needs to go first. don't know if you can hear it, but my dog is sleeping next to me and he's dreaming. So I'll just go around the edge, gently poking it. I'm trying to make it stop at the edge of the ear. So that's the general shape. Now you just want to carefully poke it and start shaping it. Try not to poke your fingers. And once you have the sides almost where you want them, you can start going to the center. But I found that it's the most important thing to poke the sides first, because when you poke in the center, it tends to try and pull the rest in. Oh boy, just broke a needle. So I'll just try and see if I can remove that piece. But yeah, that's needle number 1. So that took me over half an hour to get that needle out. So this was what was stuck inside, and I actually gave up on it. And while I was working on pushing this down, it actually came out on the other side. So that's lucky. So I'm just going to grab the second needle. We have 3 in the kit, so we're just going to go and do the rest. Just careful not to break another needle. And to get this edge to look a little bit better, I'm just going to add a little bit more of the white. Fold it over, just place it on top of the edge and just gently poke it on. I'm just going to poke it a little bit in an angle and then just work the rest into the center. And if you think it's too much, just either cut it off or gently pull, because when you pull, you get a nice feathering. If you cut it, it will just be a blunt end and it's harder to get it in and blend it. It's looking quite good. Not the best, but at least from the front it's looking cute. So let me just finish this up and I'll go watch the video. What's next? I'm not sure if it's doing the body and then going back to the face, or if we are going to put the eyes. I think I want to do these tiny details last, because if you're handling the piece a lot, it tends to move the tiny details. So I'll just finish this. So I watched a little bit more of the video and it looks like they did the face first, and that kind of makes sense because that way you're going to be able to work on this area a lot easier without the body being there. So I just made 3 pieces of the white. I just cut one of the length, and I think I'm going to start with the center one, and I'm just going to roll one end into sort of a ball and then carefully place it where I think it should be. Hopefully this is the right height. So I'm just going to go and try and poke the sides first and then the center. Probably gonna fold this over once more so we can get a little bit more height. So once I'm happy with the general shape, I'm going to add the parts on the side. I'm just going to roll this up, try and add it on here. I'm trying not to go over this edge. It's looking kind of a mess right now, but let's just keep going and trust the process. So I did end up picking one of my coarser needles. Don't know if you can see the difference. They almost look the same, but the one on the left is a coarse and the one on the right is a fine. The fine came with the kit. This one I already had, and I feel the coarser one is easier to tack things down and then work with the finer one to get the details in. And I think you can hear the difference. So let me just... coarser one makes a lower sound, if that makes any sense. I'm just going to try and refine this shape. It was really hard to get the sides to be even, so I'm just going to add some blush. So just take a little bit of the pink and I'm just going to pull it and then smush it together, rolling it in between my fingers. Oh, I also broke another needle, and this one is already bent. So this is the last one that came with the kit, so hopefully we can make it work. I'm just going to roll it into balls, something like that, and then try and add it to the cheeks, hopefully not breaking another needle. It's sticking out a little bit, but the more you poke it, the flatter it gets. So I'll just be gently poking this till it looks a little bit more like the picture. I must say, I've been working on this little piece for I think over 4 hours. So for the amount of money you're spending on the craft kit, I already can say it's worth it. And if you look at how much the material costs, it's like one needle. If I buy one of these at the local craft store, it's about 80 cents. So times 3, that's, oh my gosh, math is hard. I'll put it up on the screen somewhere here, I think. But it ends up already paying for the kit with not even the wool. Sometimes you get Focus, 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 focus. Here you go. Sometimes you get the stray black hairs because the kit has all the wool in one package. It tends to contaminate it. So I'll just pull it out. Just poking the sides first and then the center. I think I poked this one a little bit too much because now it's more an indent than a little cheek. So hopefully we can fix that, but let's just keep going and trust the process. Many pokes later. Let's put the legs onto the body. I'm just going to place them on either side. I made it a little bit wider than thick. So I just want to place it on this one side and then try and secure it. Just going to go carefully because I don't want to break another needle. This is the last one that came with the kit. So just go around the top and try and get it to stick to the body. I'm going to use the thicker one just to try and see if I can poke through this part. Hopefully help it stick a little bit better. It's just a matter of keep on poking and eventually it will stay put. I'm also thinking about finishing the face before I attach it to the body because it's easier to handle the head without it being attached to the body. So I think I'm going to finish the face first. So let me just poke this for a while and show you how it ends up. So let's start with the nose, and I just got a tiny bit of the black wool. I'm going to try and shape it a little bit as a triangle. Let's just poke it a little bit. See if we can make it into a triangle on the foam first. Oh, and I didn't break another needle, so this is one from the kit I used a while ago. So 3 needles should be enough, but it's better to just have more. So let's see if we can cut off a little bit of the fluff. It is pretty big, but as you know, it's going to go down. Let me zoom you in. So I'm just going to try and put it on here. I'm just going to cut off a little bit more of that fluff. Actually not looking too bad. So I'm just going to try and fold in the edges to make it a little bit cleaner. So I'm just going to poke around the sides in an angle, going inwards. I'm trying not to poke myself. I keep forgetting to keep my fingers away from where the point is going to be. Watch closely. Missed it by a hair. I think I'm happy with that. So now we need to make the mouth. What I saw in the video is they take a really thin strand and twist it like it becomes sort of a rope. And then place it on top where you need it to go. And then gently poke it. This you don't want to overdo because you're going to lose the detail. And then pull this to the side because we want to make the mouth. Let's just cut this part. So you can see these loose hairs. I'm trying to catch them with the end of the needle and then poke. And I think I'm just going to cut off the rest, something like that. Let me get a nice clean end. I'm going to try and make the other side. Just cut it. I think that's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's actually not too bad. So I'm just going to do that for the line underneath. And then the eyes. Let's add the red to the inside of the mouth. I'm just trying to get it to go inside of the black lines. What do we think? Close enough, right? Okay, let's do the eyes on top of here. Pull a really thin piece and twist. Just going to place it on top where I want the eyes to start. I'm just going to poke the beginning. The moment you let go of it, it just does whatever it wants. Let's cut that part right there. Okay, I'm happy with that one. Let's try and get it to do the same thing on this side. Trying to make them even. I think it's actually quite good. So let's try and get the safety eyes in. They're actually just pins. So you get 3 and I'm going to need 2. They're supposed to go on either side of the nose. It's best to try and get a little hole in there. Here it is. I've got one of these clay tools that has a sharp pointy thing on the end. And I think I can poke a hole with that. Okay, other side. That makes such a difference. So the eyebrows are, I think, the only thing we need to do to the head. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the white wool, this much. I need to be careful because now the eyes are in, I can break a needle on what's inside. So that's one eyebrow in. I'll just do the other one. And then I think we're going to be able to put the head onto the body. Broke another needle. I think this is number... I lost the count. I don't know why they keep breaking. Because I'm really trying to be careful. And the end is somewhere in here. And I cannot find it. So yeah, it's going to be living in there. Rent free. I put on a little bit more of the brown on top. And I'm just going to try and carefully attach the body. And I'm going to be honest, at this point I don't care how I'm going to get it to stick. I'm just going to try and get it to stay on. If all fails, I'm just going to use the orange to make like maybe a scarf to go around the neck. So it should actually be looking to the other side. But that's fine, as long as it's going to stay on, I'm happy. I'm just going to poke this for a while and see if we can get it looking a little bit more like this. So I've got it to at least stay on, but it looks absolutely horrible compared to what it's supposed to look like. So I'm hoping that I can fix it with the arms. Like if I put the arm here, it looks almost like it's okay. So I think you know the drill by now. I'm just going to attach the arms by poking the loose end onto the body and trying to mimic the picture the best I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the white belly on top, make the little thing he's holding, and then add the tail to the back side. And I'll let you know the final thoughts about this project. But first, some ASMR. Here it is, it's finally done, and it's looking so cute. It did take way longer than I thought it would, but to be honest, I didn't mind it. It is actually really relaxing. So would I recommend you to buy this kit? Yes, I would. I actually have some wool left over that I could use for another project. The only thing I would recommend is buying a lot more needles because they just tend to break on you. I know this was a really long video and I hope I didn't bore you to death, but I had so much footage because it took me about 4 days to finish this project and I had like 20 hours of video. So I think cutting it down to about 25 minutes, it took me 3 weeks to do. I don't like asking, but if you like this video, please subscribe. About 90% of you watching isn't subscribed and it would really help out my channel. You could also just leave a like or comment below the video. This will make sure that the YouTube algorithm knows that you like my video and it will recommend it to others. But for now, I want to thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye everyone!